We feel as women that saying no is mean.
Do women actually have to work twice as hard to prove themselves nowadays?
I think we have to work double all the time just to make sure that we show results.
Let the people talk. Focus on yourself. Be okay with you.
But we're really hard on ourselves if we don't do something right.
Think that if we are too sweet, we cannot lead.
There was just so much doubt in me.
It takes a lot of courage to say so.
The more you're content with yourself, the less those things start bothering you.
I am not just here because it was given to me. I really much deserve my place.
It's lovely to have women that support women
Yes.
nowadays.
It's
very
not easy
important.
finding women that support other women.
It's not.
It's not.
No.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our special episode today. 2 women, 2 worlds, and 1 conversation. Today, I'm joined with 2 remarkable leaders from 2 different sides of the world, Miami and Abu Dhabi. Simona, the managing director of Reportage Group, which is the leading private real estate developer here in the UAE. And Stephanie, who is the president of Shoma Group in Miami. Together, we'll explore power, ambition, and the truth behind leading as a woman. I've been super excited for this episode. Honestly, I've been waiting for the episode where I finally get to speak to leadership and women. Let's start with, I want to talk about one thing, which is sharing one defining career moment that shaped you women into who you are now.
Okay, I think for me, it was a few years ago when I moved from contracting company. I work more than 8 years in the contracting company, almost 10. And then suddenly in finance in a contracting company. So my background is from finance. Then suddenly I shift to sales, which is another world. So I have to apply, was a big challenge for me because, you have to change environment, change people, change your daily work,
Completely.
your task, completely different. But then I managed to apply my knowledge in finance, which, everything is straight, 1-to-1, and 1 + 1 is 2. I apply on sales, trying to put procedure and, organization and everything to improve the sales, correct? Yeah, it was a very important moment for me and for my career.
I never knew you were in sales.
Yes.
That's very interesting.
At the beginning, it was a little bit hard because you feel you have to prove yourself, correct?
Of course.
You have to show people that you are capable, that you are there because you can do it. And it's always, to show that you can. So my first year, it was about show the other that I can do, I can achieve, I can reach. Now I feel a little bit more
Settled.
Yes, settle everything. It's. I feel that I can. Everything is under my control. Of course, there is up and down, hard moment, hard
Of
time,
course.
challenges. But yeah, now I feel a little bit
That's
better.
wonderful,
Thank you.
Simona. What about you? Let us know.
It's similar that Simona was
Yeah.
saying that it was that at one point people were doubting her. For me, I think what the defining moment was when I became president of Shoma Group. So many people don't know that I actually started Shoma as sales, and then
too?
Yeah, I started in sales, and then I moved up to marketing, and then chief marketing officer, and then I became president.
Wow.
And through all of those levels, there was just so much doubt in me. They didn't believe that I could do it. Some doubted quietly, some doubted, and like they were very outspoken about it. But I never argued. I know I'm very disciplined, so I just knew that my results would speak for themselves. So
Of
with
course.
time, you just prove it to yourself. You prove it to others.
And did you ever feel like you doubted yourself during this process? Because a lot of the times when you look at like how people perceive your progress during that era in your life, you tend to look down at yourself too. So how did that make you feel?
Fortunately for me, I for some reason was born with like very high self-confidence.
That's
like
nice.
It's just so wild. I think a lot of it had to do with my mom. When I was a young girl, she would take lipstick and write on my mirror on the bathroom, like when I was getting ready to go to school. In the mirror, she was like, every day was a message. I can, or I'm beautiful.
That's
And since I was a very
lovely.
young girl, I just was always reading this thing. But to answer your question, do I ever doubt myself? I mean, of course, as women, we doubt ourselves. But you just have to snap out of it. You have to know that if you're disciplined and you know your stuff, you'll be able to deliver.
Yeah, also I think, the more you have experience in the life, the more you build your confidence. So,
Yes.
of course, we are not the same person of 15 years ago.
Correct.
So now we are more, we believe more in ourselves, and that it helped a lot to me. Try to don't listen anything around me, people
Yes.
that were doubt
Negativity.
and, negativity. Just try to focus on myself and try to
Keep moving
achieve.
forward.
Yes, keep going without paying attention of what other
The
people are
noise.
thinking and say, because
And
anyway, there will be always someone say bad about you or
Correct.
think bad about
and
you.
since
Doesn't
you,
it happen also
oh,
to you that when you set a goal and you accomplish your goal, you just get like so motivated to set your next goal, and then
Yes.
it goes like that from goal to goal, and then you eventually
Yeah, exactly.
start really believing
you
in
keep
yourself.
moving.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you build your self-confidence.
Got self-confidence, yeah.
That's
But I
sweet.
like the message at your mother.
Yeah.
I do
With
the
the
same with
red-
my daughter.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
so
I
she-
put, small messages in her lunchbox,
That's
like you are
so
amazing.
cute.
You
I've
can
seen
do,
those all
yeah.
over social media.
Hold
I'm
on.
like, I love that women are doing that now.
No, but can I tell you that I met Simona's daughter and I am obsessed. I even told her, I was like, I see
It's
myself.
the mini her.
It is. And she's so outspoken and funny. Oh, she was fabulous.
She was asking
Like,
1,000 questions.
yeah.
I say, Adelaide, we just meet her now. Please,
She had so many
privacy,
questions.
please.
I loved her.
She's
Yeah.
adorable.
Thank you.
And since you wonderful women are in leadership now, what's the biggest misconception that you usually get being a woman in leadership?
I think that we lead with emotion, and that we're just like very abrupt, and we're not going to sit down and think things thoroughly.
Yeah.
One of the benefits, well, there's many benefits to being a woman, but one of the things that I find is like a superpower is the fact that we're very intuitive.
Yep.
And
100%.
intuition is a huge advantage.
It's a
And
gift.
It's a gift. And we many times feel things and see things before they happen. So whereas maybe some people would think wrongly, and it's a misconception that we lead just without really processing things, I think that's definitely not true.
Yeah, I think also, people are thinking that if we are too sweet, we cannot lead, we cannot be a leader, which for me is totally the opposite, right? For me, what I try to build with my team is just we are all one team. There is, of course, there is hierarchy, whatever, but there is no I'm up, you are down. We are a team. So
Yes.
whenever we achieve as a team. Whenever there is a mistake,
It's all of us.
it's all of us, and I always put myself first.
Yes.
So, it's not that, but it's not that if you are sweet, you cannot lead. No, I think you need, it's just another way to gain the trust of the people around you, no?
I
Just,
completely agree because
right.
when I like someone, I tend to want to work with them more and more and more. But if it's the opposite and they're just bossy and they're just rude, it's just like, you know what, get out of here. I don't want to
Yeah.
do this anymore. So I truly believe that we women, yes, because we're so sweet, because we are emotional, and not in terms of emotionally negative,
No.
but we tend to tap into our emotions more. And that makes us feel more human when we want to deal with others.
For example, we think which is the best way to say something to our team, which can
Absolutely.
be something
When
negative,
we're-
right? When I
yeah.
want to say there is a mistake, but you try to say in a
Kinder
nice
way,
way,
yes.
in the way that you build something, not that you destroy, right?
Yes.
This is the point. Yeah.
1,000%, yes. And I want to compare your first, I wouldn't say first, but let's say 15 years down the road. What was it 15 years back from now? Becoming a leader now and becoming a woman with dreams, becoming a woman that's successful. Was it harder before, or what are the differences? I want to know what's the difference between that era of your time and now.
I think, let's go back even further. Let's go back to the generation of like our moms.
Yeah.
I feel like they couldn't really be super ambitious because maybe they just didn't know. There wasn't really anybody to look up to for that type of ambition. And I'm speaking about my mom in general, not everyone's moms, but it was very much like a mold to be a mom, a wife. You stay at home. There wasn't somebody that like motivated them or showed them that it was okay and accepted to be very ambitious. I think with time and given the 15 years back and now, it's okay. It's very much accepted for a woman to be ambitious. And if you really think about it, ambitious is just a really elegant way of saying that you have a purpose in in the business
That's
world.
a nice way to put it.
Yeah. So I think that with time, it's evolving, and it's very much normal for women to want power and want to be leaders and want to be in business.
Yes, now I think it's almost the normality.
Correct.
But as you said, also for my mom, for example, if you grow in a big family and you have brothers, maybe the brothers can study, but you have to stay home
Yes.
to help your parents, right?
Yes.
This was before.
Yeah.
Now I think the culture
Things
has
are
changed,
different.
and everyone, is want to their kids to grow and to study, to be educated, to
Completely
empower
agree.
them.
But, I actually didn't get to tell you this in person because we've been so busy down there. But I grew up in a household where my mom was very present. She making breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and she was very much like a stay-at-home mom. And I admire that about her. Because I feel like I am who I am because of her. But I was talking to Simona downstairs, and she was telling me, like, oh, it's been a crazy month, because of the kids, and she has to do a bunch of stuff like moms do. But yet every Zoom call that we've had, she's been on it. Every phone call that we've had, she's on the text chain. She's working. So you are like an example of the modern woman. I'm not a mom. I don't want kids, but I admire the moms that can be a mom. And the fact that you just told me that you leave little notes for your daughter and you still are worrying about Reportage and your husband, because I see how you are, it's very empowering to other women. And I really admire that.
Thank you so much. And actually, it's very important to me to hear that from another woman, because we have always a kind of sense of guilt as mother, right? That we don't do enough. So we don't do enough in the work. We don't do enough with the kids. We don't do enough with the family. I don't know if it's a common,
I'm sure.
sense of guilt.
I don't have kids personally, but I understand where you're coming
my
from.
friends which are working mother, they have the same, right? When you have to leave the office because maybe your daughter doesn't, your son or your daughter doesn't feel well, you feel guilty. When you need to leave them to go to work, you feel guilty. So it's a lot of work on yourself to also to think that what you're doing for them, to show them that they can grow and they can be confident and can be someone in their life. They can follow their dream. They can
But I think aside from like you showing your daughter that she can have a dream and stuff, you're showing other women that it's very much possible. And also, by the way, you're decked with your nice clothes and your makeup and your nails are perfect. So you're spreading yourself very thin, but it's admirable that it can be done, because sometimes I see moms that can't juggle both. And then on top of that, add a husband that they take up time, and that's you're doing a great job. From what I see, you're excellent.
It takes a lot of dedication and hard work
discipline.
to show up to every single aspect in your life.
Yes.
And that's
But also it is as woman.
Yes.
Doesn't mean also if you have or you don't have. As a woman, you always have to prove that you can. You have always to prove more, right? So I think it's a common aspect.
Yeah, I have a dog and I barely have time for the dog. So I don't know how you do it. Really, kudos to you.
I have 2 dogs and 3 cats.
Listen, oh my God, stop being a show off.
It keeps getting better.
Simona, okay, just stop there.
You said something that quite caught my attention. It's you have to do twice as more. You said you have to do more to prove. And that actually brought me to my next question.
Yes.
Do women actually have to work twice as hard to prove themselves nowadays?
Not only in the work, I think in the life, because you need to prove that you can handle the work. Also if you are a woman and you need to take care of your family and your house, to all the organization. So yes.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think we have to work double all the time just to make sure that we show results, and even more so. I know this doesn't apply to everybody, but I'm talking about my experience. I not only feel like that as a woman, but I feel like that as married to a powerful man. I feel that working in the same industry, this industry of real estate is male dominated around 100%. The world. And for me, I'm speaking myself, it's hard because not only am I married to an older man, but I'm married to a powerful man in real estate. So I definitely have to prove myself and make people know and understand that I am not just here because it was given to me. Yeah. I really much deserve my place.
So yeah, from us we have to work 3 times more than other people, right? Yeah, because I agree with her. You need to prove to yourself first that you are here because you can do, and not because you are the wife of, right?
Yeah.
So yes, I think it's not easy. Yes.
No, it's not.
I'm glad that we're being very blunt about this.
And by the way, it takes a lot of courage to say so.
Yeah.
To say
exactly
that,
my
no?
point.
We
Yeah.
could say no, everything, and
No, it's just it would be a disservice that I would do to people. It's a struggle, and Masood and I have been together now for I don't know 13 years or so, and it's not getting any easier because it's like the more that he advances, obviously the more I advance, and then
Yeah.
it's obviously more and more she doesn't deserve it, or maybe she doesn't belong here. Somebody else could have had the job, and I deal with it on a daily. And you have to just really work really hard and
Exactly.
tell yourself that you deserve it.
Exactly. And you
But
can
we're
do it,
really hard on ourselves if we don't do something right. So
I can
I would
only
be I'm
imagine.
harder on
Yeah.
myself
Yes.
than like
Yes.
somebody else would be on themselves because
Yeah.
for them it's a job. For me, it's like
Yeah, when there is a mistake for
I'm,
me,
like, dying.
yes, I'll take it in
Really
in a very
personal.
hard way.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's funny because I actually just wanted to bring up the topic of like, do you feel like you get judged a lot, whether it was by yourself or by the people around you, because you are being too ambitious
oh well I can.
as a woman?
This no, I don't feel.
I mean, you are a little bit more humble and modest than I am. So I'm going to go ahead and say that I definitely feel judged. Sarah, I really like nice things. And I'm very vocal about it.
And you should be.
I just feel like it's a little bit taboo out there to really be that ambitious and like nice things. So I think so.
No, we all like nice
Yeah.
things, right?
Yeah.
But I don't feel I'm being judged for that. I don't know.
No, I am. I feel like maybe because I also think you're more. You definitely like you're sweeter. I think you're just like I don't know. I feel like I'm judged by it. But I feel we also live in a world where everybody's really judgy. And
I agree.
I think because now at my age, I really don't pay attention.
Probably,
right?
maybe.
That too.
I think I reached this point in my life that I
Whatever
don't pay
that's
yeah,
out there
exactly. I
doesn't
just
matter
want to
anymore.
do whatever makes me feel okay with myself.
That's
correct?
yeah.
That's actually really good advice. I'm trying to get there, but I still.
Lot of session.
Lot
lot
of
of work to reach here.
But yeah, like I've heard it before. Like the more you're content with yourself, the less those things start bothering you, and that's 100% true, Simona.
Yeah, I think it bothers you less, but the truth is that people are still judging.
They are 100%.
Anyway, they will.
Yeah,
You
I mean,
cannot stop them.
listen, I can go out in flip flops and they'll still be judging. So
And you
it is what
cannot
it is.
control them.
No, you
what
can't.
Their thoughts,
People
what
are
they
mean
say.
nowadays. They're very blunt and mean. So,
Yeah.
But
you're
they
right.
will. You cannot control them.
I
correct?
not
Yeah.
at all.
So,
Yep. As long as you're happy with yourself,
You're
exactly.
good.
you're good. You're good. And okay, I'm gonna stop with the controversy questions.
Okay.
I think it's getting a bit too controversial. So, we're gonna move on to your achievements.
Okay.
I
Okay.
think. Just keep it soft.
Yeah, perfect.
Let's keep it fun. Okay, I want to know more about your achievements now in this current company that you're working in, both of you. And before we jump into what you actually reached now, what made you reach there? I want to know the journey. Do you mind?
It was a long journey. And for me, as I mentioned before, right, moving from contracting world finance to development to the main company, it was a challenge. And I think especially for me, 2025, this year, it's a very special year for me because we as company grow a lot. We double our target already before 3 months before the end of the year. We already double our target of last year. So we grow a lot, and in the meantime, we have to set all our procedure. We have to put, our standard, that we are, very focused on that now as a company. So yeah, for me, this year brought me to be more conscious of who we are and where we want to go, what we want to do. That we want to have a strong basis, strong procedure to go even more.
So you feel like this year has been a year of clarity for you?
Yes.
Everything is obvious. You've been setting your goals and getting them. So it's been one of the best
And
years.
you are going over your goal because not only you reach your goal, you are building
Surpassing
very
it.
yes,
A strong foundation,
Yes,
yeah.
very strong foundation.
What about you?
When I started working at Shoma, I had so many goals and so many things that I wanted to do. And I'm so proud to say that Shoma had a very weak marketing department, and I had so many ideas, and I wanted to bring so much innovation, and I wanted to really modernize the marketing.
Yeah.
And it was like literal passion to build a team from scratch. And it took a long time. And I really only wanted to hire women. I only wanted to hire women that were leaving school. I didn't want to hire people or women that had already had other jobs in the workforce, because I wanted to give the younger generation
An
a chance
opportunity.
and an opportunity. So my mission became slightly more difficult because I was dealing with people that didn't have the experience. And I just knew as time went on, like I really wanted to expand Shoma. And funny enough, I really wanted to expand to the UAE. And I just feel like today in particular, forget 2025, I feel like today it just marks like a really big goal for me to be able to be here and, obviously be
You
sitting with
made it.
Simona and like be with Reportage. And for I feel like I made today's like a dream for me, So
I'm so glad we're doing this today.
Yeah.
It
Yes,
feels,
it's very nice. Yeah.
I love what you did with the whole hiring girls that haven't gotten the chance to. Tell me more about it, honestly.
Yeah. It started because I just saw that I I didn't even see it. I felt it. It was like a calling in me. I have this thing where I never wanted kids. I'm not
Yeah.
trying to make this like a personal thing, but I never had the calling to have kids. But for some reason, I have this crazy calling to like want to mentor other women. And I want to mentor women that perhaps like they don't have their path yet. And I could guide them to like a path
That's
and
lovely.
help them find like their ambition within. I like to teach them. And I just knew that marketing was my passion. And if I found a marketing department of younger women that also liked marketing, we could really grow into something big. They really are like, I'm not trying to say they're my children, but I feel like they are. And I really
That's very
like,
sweet.
I want to like take them to, funny story.
is
One of the
fun.
girls that worked or works in our department, she like was just married. She didn't have any kids yet.
Yeah.
She ended up getting pregnant, having a child, bought her first home, bought a car, sent me like this really nice letter saying that like my life is really in front of me because of the opportunities you've given me. And I just feel very fulfilled by that.
That's
That's
amazing.
inspiring.
Yeah.
That's actually inspiring.
Yeah.
That's lovely to hear. I love that you're doing that for women.
Yeah.
I think it's lovely to have women that support women
Yes.
nowadays.
It's very big.
It's
It's
very
not easy
important.
finding women that support other women.
It's not.
It's not.
No.
And
No.
actually, we should work more on that
Yeah.
because I think this is our weak point, right?
Yeah.
Supporting each other. Or if I support you, don't go to her and I say,
No.
Sarah,
Yeah.
I support Stephanie, right?
No.
Because then at the end,
You don't want to talk about it. Like
yeah.
you do it because you truly want to do
Exactly.
it. And I feel like if you really do it from the heart, like good things really come about it.
Absolutely. I agree.
yes.
Oh. Speaking of, do you guys read books?
I don't read like a lot. I don't have a lot of time, but I have read one book that was like for me life changing.
Can you tell us about it?
The Power of Saying No.
Oh,
Wow.
I've read that
Yeah,
book.
The Power
It's a
of-
fantastic
Yeah,
book.
it's very good, and I feel like every woman should read it. We
Absolutely.
feel as women that saying no is mean.
I
It's
agree.
It's not mean.
It's not
You have
mean.
to say no. And funny enough, I truly believe that you should say more no's than you should say yes.
And actually, it's connected to my book. Say no is setting boundaries, right? And
That's
for
your book?
me,
Oh, so we're
no,
both-
yeah,
Oh.
no. My book is Let Them, Mel
Yeah.
Robbins, because I think, especially for us, let the people talk. Focus on yourself. Be okay with you. Do your best. You cannot please everybody. You cannot make everybody happy. Even in the work, right? You try to do your best. You try to put procedure and organize everything and do something that you think it's, you put
Yeah.
a lot of effort, but anyway, there will be always someone that will not be happy, that complain and will talk. So at the end, let them. For me, it's very empowering. Even sometimes when I'm stressed or something, I said, let them.
Let them.
Let them
Oh,
talk.
I need to read that book.
I don't. It's very empowering. You don't have control on the other. You have
Yeah,
control
control
on
of yourself.
yourself, right? Let them.
I love how the topics are correlating.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's
Say no, let them.
Yeah.
It works perfectly together because I've heard this before and it's no itself, the word is a statement. And you don't need to add a reasoning to it. You don't need to talk more about why. It's just no.
Mm-hmm.
And no.
Yeah.
That's it. That's
Yeah.
it.
No.
No. And then let them also is amazing because you don't have to always let those exterior factors always impact you personally. Let them. If someone wants to do something for you, they will. If they don't,
exactly.
let them.
Yes,
I
it's
love
true.
that. My personal favorite, I just recently read it. It's called Tuesdays with Maury. It's I think you did too. Yeah.
After you suggest me, I did it. Yeah.
It's a fantastic book. It's not where it's like guidance or anything. It's just it's a novel based on a true story about a guy called Mitch Albom, based in the States, and he visits his professor called Maury every Tuesday until he dies. And the message behind the story is try to spend much more time with the people that you love, experience life with them, talk to them, communicate, because communication is so important, and a lot of things get lost if you do not communicate.
Yes,
Yeah.
I agree with you.
It's true.
And it was
Well, that's a good message
Even,
because I'm
yes.
sitting here thinking, I don't know how addicted you are to work because you also have to do so many other things, but I'm so addicted to work that like I feel like I need to hang out more with the people that I love and maybe focus like a little bit more on them than just
It's
being
time,
at the office.
right?
Yeah.
It's
Time
time.
is
We are-
very
yes,
valuable.
Very valuable.
Yes, sometimes I just wish to have time.
We
Yeah.
need a couple more hours.
Time. Yeah,
More
I
hours
would.
than
Yeah,
24.
sometimes think, why there are not 2 more hours
Yeah,
per
just
day?
2.
But then I think, okay, I will spend them in working, right?
I'll
So it
spend
will
them
not make the
working.
difference.
Anyways, I wanted to end this conversation. It's been lovely with one advice. What is one advice that you would give to young women that want to get into leadership?
Oh, that's hard. Can I make it 2? I have like
Sure,
one is too
shoot.
little. I always say that you should think long term, but act fast. If you take too long to make a decision, you don't become, it's not a good leadership. You can't be an undecisive leader. You have to really be able to like make your decision right away. And I think, not so much for leadership, but for women in general, I think you need to be able to stay hungry and not just be like comfortable where you are, because when you're comfortable, someone else is going to come and take what you want. And even in the workforce,
That's
if like you're
true.
comfortable, someone else or maybe your coworker is hungrier and they're going to come and eventually move up the ladder. So I think you need to stay hungry.
For me, it's the advice that I give to always every day to my daughter, right? To be educated, to get the power to do what you want to do in your life. So first of all, be educated, because if you don't study, you don't have all the tools, right?
Yes.
To show
Knowledge.
yourself, to all the knowledge. She wants to be a lawyer now in this phase. So yeah, I think
She's so cute.
She'll be good at
I'm
it.
getting there. Be independent. Don't depend from anybody, even me, because at a certain point, I want to grow a person which is independent, not a person that will stay with me or attach me. Of course, she will be attached to me, but I want to grow a woman that will be independent and will go herself in the life, right? The advice that I will give is be independent. Try to be independent.
She's doing a good job because right now she was walking around chatting, so she looks
Now
independent.
I want a baby, you guys, or a dog. I don't know. Anyways,
Thank you so
thank
much.
you, girls,
This was so
so
fun.
much.
Yes,
It was.
And actually, it's my first podcast,
Yeah,
and I
it
was
is her first
nervous
podcast.
because you know very
You
well
did
that I don't like
amazing.
cameras. So yeah, I
No,
tried
this was
to
great.
You're a
This is
natural.
like the
my
first of
comfort
many.
zone.
Thank
you
I'm
so
super
much,
excited for
because
more.
of you.
Simona, I've got you. We're gonna do
Thank you
so
so
much
much.
more
Oh
down
my
the
gosh,
road.
Simona, we're gonna do like magazine covers now.
Thank you so much, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you.